Manish is 4 years younger to me, and like any two brothers would have, we have some fond memories of some crazy stuff that we have done together. We've traveled a lot. We make short films because of lack of resources. When we want to showcase all the films that we received from all over the world at a global venue like Dubai, there were two Sardajis who went from Punjab for some holy reason. I mean, yeah, it was a very ambitious project at that time because I made a film entirely on the green screen.
Good day, everyone. My name is Nafneet Anand from Voice Article Local and Global. Today, me sitting at Studio Voice Article in Sydney talking to Vivek Paul in Gurgaon. Vivekji, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Navneet, for having me on the show.
Vivek Paul, an MBA and the founder for Great Indian Film Festival. I think conceived as a Cinema Addict 9 in 2016?
Yes.
So you came up with this with a vision to provide better content to the platforms. How did you come up with this idea?
So I started this company in 2016. I belong to the financial world. I'm a man of finance. I'm not qualified as a. My company started managing works for my younger brother Manish. He is a well-known personality in the Indian television industry, and started working with him at that time. And you said, once you're an entrepreneur, you always look for those kind of opportunities, and that's what happened with me. The moment I joined, the first thing I wanted to learn was the art of creating, and I really got fascinated with the creative world, and I started my production house.
You talked about Manish Paul, right? Tell me something about the childhood challenges that you brothers had.
So we belong to a middle class family, and like any other family, we grew up in Malve Nagar. It's a part in Delhi. It's a place in Delhi, and we did our schooling also from there. And Manish is 4 years younger to me, and like any two brothers would have, we have some fond memories of some crazy stuff that we have done together. And in schooling, of course, because 4 years is a long gap at that time, and you do act like a elder brother and the protected one. But as the time goes along, I mean, you become more of buddies and more of friends, and now we're co-workers. So yeah, the journey has been absolutely wonderful, and we still sit together and cherish our old times the way we used to do when we were back in Malvern.
Talking about this craziness of childhood, do you still get crazy among between two of you again?
Oh yes, absolutely. We are doing a project, the camera rolls, and we are different. And the moment we are behind the scenes, it's back to Manish is very grounded person. He looks very different when he's on screen. He is, yes, does a lot of masti. A lot of people know about that, and he is live wire of our house. I mean, we do the moment the camera is off, we do a lot of crazy stuff together. We've traveled a lot. I mean, and that's what we enjoy doing.
And there are shows that you produce for National Geography, such as The Science of Stupid. I think Manish hosted it, and there were animals that have gone wild with Javed Jaffrey. What are the memories that you have of that show?
So Manish has been hosting that show for a fairly long time, almost 7-8 years. When I joined Manish in the work, I started this company, Cinematics 9, and I approached the channel that I would like to produce this show myself. Well, the channel asked me, "Do you have any production experience as such?" I said, "No, but I can produce it." And I started producing this show, 4 years back, and I've already done 4 seasons of the show, and it's a wonderful show. Kids love it. I mean, very few shows you can watch with the family together nowadays, and Science of Stupid does have a great following amongst the kids as well as
the adults as well, yeah.
And Manish is, of course, he's any producer's delight, I would say. And I'm lucky that I got my first show with him. The brother bonding was, of course, there. There was a great comfort level. And Manish practically runs that show on his own. So I had very little to do. He innovates a lot. I mean, he's very extempo. And I was lucky to have him as my first production. And that experience I carried on to Animals Gone Wild with Javed Jaffrey. This is also a foreign property that we produced. And in the foreign property, I mean, you don't have a host. I mean, you do have a narrator. but just to match the tastes of Indian audience, we had to have somebody who was quirky, who was quick, and Javed, who better than Javed? I mean, we were glad that he agreed to host after so many years, and we were happy that we were instrumental in getting him back to the screen as a host. And he did a fabulous job. If pandemic had not struck, we would have been just quickly shooting our second season, which we are now looking forward to.
Oh, but man, look, you never know what lies there in the future. You may come up with a better and brighter ideas in the coming days. Taking you back to the Great Indian Film Festival. Tell us
Yeah.
more about it.
So when I started producing films, I mean, we made a lot of short films at that time, and as I said that I always believe in doing something different, and Manish had a certain persona, and I introduced this idea to him that why don't we try out some different roles with you, and we made him play a part of a terrorist in my first film, which was a Black Briefcase,
Yeah.
and something different was if you tell Manish not to speak in the entire film, that would be something different enough. So in my first film, Manish did not speak a word, and that was really challenging, honestly. Once I made these films, I did realize that what a short filmmaker actually looks for is validation. Even if you're
Mhm.
the biggest star, if you do get a good validation from a festival, it does add a lot of value, and that really struck me. I mean, I said that we don't have many festivals in India which are catering to short filmmakers or documentary filmmakers at a grander level. And I thought of starting the Great Indian Film Festival. We are
Mhm.
showcasing these short films and documentaries at a grander scale. Like for the
Mhm.
first year, we got a good number of films from all around the world, and it was heartening to see the kind of cinema that
Okay.
people are in the remotest parts of the world, and they sent their entries to us, and we feel that it's our duty now to present it to the world at a grand scale that we had actually promised, and we are now showcasing our first feature screening at PVR cinemas in Mumbai. So it's
Beautiful.
really,
Beautiful.
really nice to for a filmmaker, it's a great validation because to see your film that you made either on a mobile or maybe in a sort of a
At
shortage of
least,
a
at least there is a platform for all this talent to come and showcase what they
yes.
have done it or what they can do it in the coming future.
Absolutely. You see, in the other parts of the world, short film making is it's a very specialized art.
Mhm.
Uh, what we do here is that we make short films because of lack of resources. Sometimes lack of we don't have enough actors. We
Lack
don't have
of
enough.
funds, lack of actors, lack of studio facilities. Yes, I agree with you.
So, but the aim for a short filmmaker is always to go on the big screen. And
Mhm.
why not give them an opportunity to be on the big screen with their short format film? So that was the idea. I mean, we wanted to take their short film on a big screen to give them that high, and also for them to be seen by the rest of the world. And who knows, you could be having the best of the directors hidden somewhere in those jewels.
And you just talked about that it's going to be showcasing there in PVRs. And what I wish and invite you on behalf of my production, Voice Article here is one day we would be showcasing it here in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Brisbane as well. You
Absolutely,
never know.
absolutely. We started by a vision of having it as a touring film festival. I mean, mine is a touring festival. This year we're in Mumbai because that's where we wanted to start in PVR,
Mhm.
and in next year we are going to be in Dubai. We are already planning to be at the Dubai Expo, where the world is going to get together, and we are very confident that we will be getting a space at the international venue, and we want to showcase all the films that we received from all over the world at a global venue like Dubai. And likewise, we are looking at exploring different possibilities of moving every year to a different country, because
Look,
that's what our specialization is.
yeah, here on record, I volunteer myself to be part of this journey here in
Looking
Australia,
forward,
anytime, any
looking
year,
forward,
wherever you want to come across.
looking forward, sir.
You know, talking about the black briefcase, that is the point when I thought of talking to you, and here we are talking to each other just because of black briefcase.
Yeah.
Who has been your inspiration?
So it's a very funny story behind Black Briefcase. I was traveling from Mumbai to Delhi, and in my
Uh-huh.
flight, we were the last ones to enter, and it was a very quick decision to travel to Delhi. And I have this young boy sitting just next to me on the
Acha.
plane, And just a conversation, we started talking to him. I said, "Hey, what do you do?" He says, "I'm a filmmaker." I said, "Oh, wow." He was all of what, 21 years at that time, 20, 21 years. And so, "What films do you make?" He says, I've just passed out from a film college. And so he started showing me his work. He was very excited and eager to show me his work. And he showed me a black briefcase on his phone. And he said that, I
Okay.
made film as a college project. And I was really fascinated by his energy, his enthusiasm, and the project itself. I said, "This is a brilliant subject. Would you like to make the film with me?" He couldn't believe it. He said, I was joking, maybe, it was just a conversation in a flight where I just wanted to pass my time. And I said, "No, I'm very serious." So 3 days later, I gave him a call, and he couldn't believe it. I said, "I'll be making this film with Manish."
And any memories of Banjar?
Banjar, yes. Banjar again was a subject very close to my heart. I was, in fact, for some of my works, I got in close touch with a few farmers. And at that time, a lot of news for farmers used to come where farmers are committing suicide, and a lot of. So whenever you think of a farmer, you always think of some kind of a problem, some kind of a calamity, or some kind of things not going wrong, right with them. And Banjar was a story which I wanted to tell of success of a farmer. And this is inspired by a true story where, in a southern part of India, there were two Sardajis who went from Punjab for some holy reason. I mean, they had to play their, play their, they have a
Mhm.
gurudwara there where they went for praying, and with some kind of luck or what, they stayed back. And they started farming there. And when they started farming there, it was a completely barren land. And people used to say that you can't really have anything, produced here because the land is such. I mean, but just because of those two people, they started, farming there. And today,
Okay, talking about the wish, what's on your wish list before I wrap up?
so my wish list is, I mean, I'm really looking forward to my first edition of my festival, which is going to be now happening in September.
Right.
We were delayed by almost 4 5 months because of the pandemic. We were almost ready in March to do, but then the second wave started here in India, and we, as a responsible festival, we thought that it's better that we take a little time off and then we do it again. And looking forward to that. Looking forward to taking next year to Dubai in February. And
Mhm.
besides that, my shows are now running. And we started a. So I told you that we made a feature film in 2017. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it was a very ambitious project at that time because I made a film entirely on the green screen. Like, you know,
All right.
we
All
shot,
right.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So
I heard about it. I heard about it.
we shot the entire film in a green screen. And why I say ambitious is because technology is, yeah, it's helping the world all around. But yeah, it is still very expensive and not so, not so sought after as a medium here back home in India to make a film. And we tried making an entire film on the green screen. So it has taken a little while for us, but we are now ready with the product, and we want to take Vijayanagar out to the audience. That's what we're looking for.
You know, look, Vivek, on behalf of my whole team here in Australia from Waisajkal, I wish you all the best, not
Thank you.
only for the Great Indian Film Festival, rather all the projects that you have. And I'm looking forward to see you either in India or here in Australia sometime
Absolutely.
sooner than
Looking
later.
forward, looking forward, sir. And from your medium, I just wish and hope that young filmmakers are watching this, and anybody who is a enthusiastic filmmaker, documentary filmmaker, do come to the Great Indian Film Festival. We are taking these films to the world, and every year we're going to showcase it in some part of the world at the grandest scale that we can.
जी हाँ, आज मैंने की विवेक पॉल गुरुग्राम से बैठे हुए बातचीत और मैं आपका नफी विवेक थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन
Thank you, Ranjit.
One stop answer to your Australian education and visa matters. Gemco Sydney. Dream big, achieve big.
Fiji Times. Be with the times.